the right kind of people is really important in today's world. We do feel it important on the International Fab Talks to connect with the like-minded people where they would love to share their views, their thoughts, and create awareness with regard to education, empowerment, progress, etc. Today, we are being joined by a wonderful celebrity guest who has agreed to share his time with us today on the International Fab Talks. On special request, we have our guest joining us all the way from Mexico. He's none other than Mr. Maria Fernando. We'll get to know more about his journey and how he is contributing his best to the world. Join us, friends, to welcome our celebrity guest for today, none other than Mr. Maria Fernando. Hello, sir, and welcome to the session. Thank you very much for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you on the International Fab Talks.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's a pleasure for me. It's a honor for me to be here with people from all over the world.
Thank you very much. You're very humble and polite and down to earth. And this is what we look in every person out there. We love people to be more honest, to be more down to earth, to be humble, and to be more humane, to have humility. That is the main thing, because we can see there's a lot of war going on across different countries. So when we meet up on this beautiful platform, the International Fab Talks, we focus on peace and that joy, the joy of sharing, the joy of understanding the world in a better way than the violence and the war today. Dear friends, let's focus on understanding beautiful minds where they contribute to the field of education, to the field of science, and to the field of creating human bonds. Dear sir, how would you describe yourself? Who is the real Mr. Maria Fernando? How would you define yourself? You're joining us all the way from Mexico. You have taken out time to be here with us, sir. We'd love to know more about you and the work that you do. Over to you.
Okay, talk about myself. Oh, what interesting is that? I am Maria Fernanda Gaulotuna, a migration woman who was born in Ecuador in the middle of the world and is living here in Mexico more than 14 years. I'm an English and Spanish teacher because I love to teach these languages. I do it online. I'm an international speaker. I work with a lot of organizations around the world. For example, Fundación Educando para la Vida, which in English means Foundation Teaching for Life, which is a group of professional people who join with us to work for get a good education in the world in Latin America, our countries. What else? I am a mother. Obviously, I have two daughters. They are 21 and 31. One of them lives in Ecuador, and the other one, the youngest, lives here with me. I love to have friends to contact with people in other countries. As I have the possibility to speak in English, I could do it with all over the world. My my mission, my purpose in the life is to be happy, to be in peace, to be free, to be successful, and to be fulfilled. I think this is the most important for the woman or for the people, for the human being. Why? Because when you have money, you it's possible that you are not going to be happy. But when you are in peace with yourself, when you feel free with yourself, you are really going to be happy. That's my purpose in the life, teaching around the world, travel around the world. I would like to visit India, of course. I'm going to do it maybe next year. And that's what I can say. I was born in a very big city, the capital of my country, Ecuador, 55 years ago. I am a woman who likes to live in the ground, in the farm. I don't like these big cities. I live in a city, a big city here in Mexico, which name is Toluca. But I really want to travel to my country to live in a farm with animals, with plants, with trees, with fruits, with all over around me. What else? I am friendly. I like to have friends around the world, and whatever you need, whatever that I can do for you, just let me know, and I'm going to help.
How sweet. That's really so nice of you to share all of that. That's really nice. The best part is, Mr. Maria Fernando, what I like about what you shared is I would love to be happy. I would love to see the world happier. with my presence. I would love to make other people happy. I'd love to bond, network. And you also are a great friend and you love to keep the bonds of friendship, alive and burning. That's really nice to be connected with different people across the world. So, my dear friends, irrespective of the geographical locations that we exist in, we still should bond with one another because we should really thank the social media for being here with us. I mean, we all are connected to the social media. Earlier, we didn't have access to this, but today, social media enables us to connect with different parts of the world where people exist and would love to share their thoughts and views. And today, we have the wonderful presence of our celebrity guest. He's none other than Mr. Maria Fernando. We're happy to have his presence here and get to know his thoughts and views. How would you define empowerment?
Oh, it's a good question. Empowerment for me is the attitude that we have, in a positive attitude that we have to create the things that we purpose. I have a lot of challenges around the world. I have a lot of challenges in my life. And as my friends used to say, when say to Fernanda, frog, she didn't jump. She doesn't jump. She flies. So I love to make the things. Nobody can stop me when I have a purpose. And be empowerment means for me be confidence of ourselves. I think I can do everything because we have life, we have health, we have hands, we have all the things that we need to do the things. So nobody can stop us. Empowerment for me is to do possible what we want.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's really wonderful. You shared it very well. What kind of books interests you, Mr. Maria?
Action and adventure books. I love the books which are created with a lot of imagination. Not novels exactly. I love the history books or the action books which are written for people who loves the adventure, who loves the to join the life, to who loves the to travel. So that kind of books I like.
Excellent. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing that. You are an online teacher as well. How do students
Mhm.
respond to you? What are the questions they ask you? What are the doubts they ask you when there is an online session? Are you comfortable taking online classes or you prefer the offline mode?
Actually, I started to teach English and Spanish online more or less 8 years ago, before the pandemic. So I started as challenge because the people doesn't know how to do it, how to work online, and as I have a very different system to teach English, by the case, they accepted very well and they don't have problem to connect with me in the classes online. They feel more comfortable. For me, I think it's the best way to teach and to learn because you don't have to move from your house or from your office, wherever you are. You don't need to spend money in the tickets and in the buses. You don't need to spend money by car using the fuel or something like that. Wherever you stay, you feel comfortable. Take your device, electronic device, and connect. That's all. And if you use a very gaming teaching system, the students are going to be comfortable. Actually, today, in these days, I'm teaching English for teachers of Honduras, Center of America, and I started with them a week ago in presential, and now they feel more comfortable than when we were face to face. So they say, "Oh, it's so good to be in these classes." And when we finish the classes after 60 minutes, after an hour, they say, "Oh, the time is over." No, it's not good. They don't feel the time and they feel so good in the class, so they don't know when is the time finished. I said, "Oh my God, we have to go." No, 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 let's stay here. So that means for me, they feel so comfortable in the classes.
Excellent. I really like the way you shared that with such a lot of excitement and satisfaction. That's really nice. And
Mhm.
I like the way the students have given their feedback. They wouldn't want the class to end, they would want it to continue. And they're happy with the online mode, right? That's really
Yeah,
nice. And you also enjoy teaching. I could just sense that the way you shared it with a lot of passion. I think you have a great passion for teaching. That's wonderful.
I love to teach. I love to teach. I can do it in class, I can do it online, but I really love to teach. When I started to learn English, I was 5 years old, and my English teacher in the elementary school told me, "You have a good pronunciation." So he gave me, as a gift, a type with 17 songs in English, and he told me, "Learn these songs." And I said, "Come on, teacher. I don't know how to read and how to write Spanish. How am gonna learn English songs?" And he said, "Just learn it." And I really learned them. I learned the songs, not all the 17s, I think. I mean, was 10, I think. But I learned the songs. And in that moment, I started to understand for learn something, or most the cases, the languages, it's very important to listen carefully what we are learning. I learned it with music, and now I teach in this way for my students, and they feel so good.
That's very interesting. That's really very interesting. I'd like to know, how did the COVID impact you? Because we all were really seriously impacted by COVID. What impact it had in your life with regard to your profession and with regard to your surroundings where you stay?
It's gonna sound crazy, but
Mhm.
the COVID pandemic impact in a way, in a very well way for my life. Why? Because as I told before, I was teaching English 8 years before, 4 years before the pandemic. So I was specialized in the online teaching. For the moment that the COVID started and the people had to stay in the house or in the offices, they say, "Hey, how can I do this?" And I say, "Okay, I have the way, I have the system, I have the possibility to help you, to teach you how can do it." And that helped me a lot because was a very good business for me, and it let me know a lot of marvelous people around the world, which was not possible if we were in face to face. For example, I met people from India, I met people from Africa, I met people from America also, which I have not connected person to person. And I create the foundation Educando para la Vida, Teaching for Life, with all of these friends that I get online. After that, after the COVID pandemic, we have traveled, we have met each other person to person. But if that wasn't possible, if we didn't have the COVID.
Very true. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing all of that, Mr. Maria Fernando. We'd love to know about your traveling experiences. Have you visited India? Have you visited Asia?
No yet.
Would you love to
Um,
visit?
oh yeah, sure I'm gonna do it. Actually, I have a friend. I have a friend who lives in Bangalore in India. She's Mexican, but she lives there with her husband, and I would love to visit her. I have never been in Asia. I have been in Africa, in Egypt, in Europe, but not in Asia. So my next time, my next challenge is to travel there.
We would love to have you here to experience the culture and the variety of lifestyle that we have here. Every state is unique, like how we have Mexico is a unique place, and the different parts of USA, or all of every country maybe, or every place is unique in their own way. So India is also
Hmm.
something unique. You can join us once you arrive here. That would be a wonderful time. And then you can share your experiences once again on the International Fab Talks about your experience in India. And I wish you have a
I'm sure
wonderful
of that.
experience.
I'm sure of that.
Yes, dear. Mr. Maria Fernando, I'd like to ask you about your childhood. What kind of a childhood did you have? Because most of the children might have had traumatic childhoods. like most of the children out there, they complain about traumatic childhood. What kind of
Mhm.
childhood did you have? Did you have a very good one, or did you face any difficulties? It could be the financial one, or it could be with your parents, they were very strict with you, or you could share it from your end. Over to you.
I'm gonna share with you in this moment, no, because it's in Spanish, but I have my biography. I have writing my biography,
Mm-hmm.
and there I describe my marvelous, awesome, incredible childhood. I was born in 1969, and when I was 3 years old, I went to live with my grandparents. So I started living in a farm in the jungle. We
Mm-hmm.
have to travel for or less 4 or 5 hours from the city to arrive to the farm. There we didn't have electricity, we didn't have water, we didn't have anything. But I had the most marvelous childhood that I could, because I got a lot of marvelous things. For example, my grandparents in their farm had a lot of trees of oranges. They had a lot of plantain trees. They have coffee plants. They have all the things that you create with your imagination. So we had our own chocolate, we have our own coffee, we have our own orange juice, we have all kind of fruit that you can think. We have cows also, a lot of cows, so we have meat. And my grandparents taught me to work since I was a child, but not because they need money. They taught me that because they say when you are a person, you need to know, to learn how to be by yourself, how to move by yourself. So they taught me to work, they taught me to save money, they taught me to be a person with values, with human values. And that was so important for me. I really was so happy when I was a child. I really feel free. I learned to get the milk from the cow. I know I learned to how to get the eggs from the chick from the hens. All kind of that things that you can get in a farm. I really miss that, and my challenge for the future in my life is to go back to my country and to live in a farm as that one when I was in my childhood. My childhood was the, I think, the part of my life greatest in all of that.
Wow, that is really so nice. You made me imagine everything. The way you shared, I could remember you as a little one moving around in the farm, milking the cow, collecting the eggs, etc. That's really nice. And I love the way
Excellent.
your grandparents have also educated you in the right way. They have showed you the right values and the right path to walk on, save,
Hmm.
work for yourself, and be independent. That's really nice.
Exactly.
That's
And
really
they told me also the money it's not necessary to be happy, because they say you spend the time smelling the fresh air early in the morning that you're not gonna get in the city. You can taste a fresh, really fresh milk from the cow. That's a very nice experience. You said, "Oh, I want avocado. Okay, let's go to the plant and take the avocado and let's eat." That's possible to do it in a farm, but in the cities, no, 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 no. It's going to be expensive. It's not going to be fresh and all of that. So that is the kind of life that we have to think we can do it. Most of the people has farms, most of the people has ground, but they prefer to migrate to the cities and don't stay there in the farm in the ground. um in the contract, in the opposite, I want to back to the farm.
Yes. Yes, sir. I really get that. I understand the importance of the natural life or the organic food stuff that we get in a
Mhm.
farm life. That's really nice. Now, are you good at cooking as well? Because you've said we make our own chocolates, juice, and coffee. Have you learned the art of cooking? Because that is a skill, life skill. Have your grandparents taught you how to do it?
Yeah. My grandma used to say, as she was older, older than me, obviously, because was my grandma, she
Mm-hmm.
used to say, maybe in any time I'm going to die. So you have to know to cook. You have to prepare your own food. And she taught me how to prepare rice, how to make chocolate, how to make everything. And I really feel lucky because as I was traveled from some countries, different countries in America, in Europe, in Africa, I have tasted different meals. So when I back to my house, your house here in Mexico, I try to prepare these meals and are so nice. Um, I have to tell my husband, who's Mexican, loves to cook also. So he cooks Indian food, he cooks Asian food, he cooks African food, food of everywhere, every countries on the world. So here we have an international kitchen,
Yes.
and we prepare a lot of things. I could say I am a good cooker. I could say I cook delicious, and my friends, if I are listening me, they could say to you that is true.
That's really nice. Very interesting. Very, very interesting, Mr. Maria. Now, I'd like to ask you about, do you have any phobias? Like we all have a phobia. I have a phobia for closed spaces. When I am in an elevator or a lift, like you say, in an elevator, I start becoming breathless. I feel scared. Enclosed spaces.
hmm
So, what about you? Do you have any phobias? If yes, would you like to share it with us?
Um, I don't think I have a phobia. I don't like rats.
Mm-hmm.
I hate them, but it's no phobia. I just like to see. I don't like to feel around me. But phobias, no. Actually, I have to tell you, I am part of the first group of military women in my country.
Wow, that's
So
great.
I was in the army and I jumped from an airplane. So I don't have problem with the spaces, with the no, no, no. I have been living in a jungle when I was in the army also, so I don't have any problem with anyway.
That's really great. I'd like to know your accomplishment till date. Like you've accomplished a lot. You've come from the little farm girl to this space in a big country like Mexico. You are in that space now at present. And you've achieved a lot of success with regard to education, empowerment, freedom, and a better I mean, let me put it right. Better prospects in the city, a city life,
hmm
maybe to put that in the right way. So amongst all of that, where do you feel that, yeah, I've done my very best here, I feel proud of my accomplishment by achieving this? Is it your studies, or is it your communication skills, or being a teacher, or is it like bonding, networking with people across the world? Your
When
proudest
I
accomplishment till date?
when I talk about myself, I don't like to say I have these bachelor's degrees or something. I don't like because I think the person is the person, not the bachelor's degrees. But I can say I'm really feel proud of because, for example, I'm creating a congress which is named in Spanish Cumbre Mundial Juvenil or Youth World Congress, which I create year by year, and I feel really really proud of because I have joined young people from different countries in this event for 4 years, and they um, share with us these experiences, and they say, "Oh, Fernanda, how do you create this event? It's marvelous. This is my accomplished. That this is my the gift of my life because see the faces of the young people so happy, sharing, singing, talking, creating. That is for me the most marvelous thing that I have get. Other thing that I could say I am proud of, it's about my friends. God the Creator, gave me a very, very big gift, the friendship of very important people in my life. I don't have too much family. Actually, I just have my daughters, my aunt who lives in Ecuador, and my husband here with his family. But I feel I have a lot of relatives around the world because they are my friends. I really feel like I really feel them like my family. I could say that those are my achievements. I don't want to talk about the bachelor degree or something like that because it's only a document, know exactly what you do as a person. My grandma used to say, she was a very wisdom mom, and she used to say, when you are gonna die, you are not gonna be in this planet, but your memory or the memory of your friends are going to be always remembering you what you do. That is what I want. When I died, I say to my husband, make a party because I am happy and I don't want anybody crying. And say, everybody, remember always Fernanda because she was smiling every day. And that is what I want to do. That's going to be my achievement.
That's wonderful, Fernanda. You've shared that so well. That's really very nice. I like the way you think. I like your thought process. It's really very progressive. That's really nice. What kind of a change you'd love to see in the world?
Sorry again?
What kind of a change you'd love to see in the world? We, at present, we see a lot of discomfort or maybe disharmony going on across the world, lots of wars and inhuman condition of people living. What kind of change you would love to see in the world? Where do you think a change should be brought about in the world? We have
What kind
advanced
of
towards
change?
technology, but we have not
Ah,
advanced as good human beings. We are still barbaric, killing one another across the world. The wars going on. Over to you.
when I talk to people, when I'm gonna be a speaker in a conferences in around the world, I say to the people, we need a change, and the change starts or begins with us self, with
Excellent.
myself, because if I am fine, if I am in peace, i- if I am happy, if I practice the values, my body, my human being, it's going to be fine. If I am fine and my daughter is fine and my husband is fine, my house is fine, everybody is fine in my house. Now, let's make that with the people in front of you, the neighborhood, the people around you, your friends. And if everybody practice that, all of us are going to be fine. So the change begins with ourselves.
Yes, I agree with you on that, Fernanda. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing that. Would you like to speak something about the background image that you have? Would you like to share something about it?
Yeah, of course. The background that I have created to show what which I work for. The first one, THE, is in Spanish, Talento Humano Emprendedor, is the name of my company, my own company, which is a company for capability, for human resources and training, or for certifications around the world. The second one, the blue one, it's the logo of my foundation, Teaching for Life, Educando para la Vida. The third one, it's the logo of the World Parliamentary of Education, which I am part of. And the last logo, it's a logo of a foundation of Mexico, which I work for. There are a lot of organizations which I help, which I contribute. Obviously, I cannot put it here because would be all of the screen, but these are the most important. The most important for me is Talento Humano Emprendedor, my company, because helped me to know more people, to meet more people, to create capability for all of them. Most of the cases I work with no charging. I work for free, but I do it because I love it, and I think if I'm gonna do for the world. When the people say, Fernanda, what you are doing? I said, I'm sharing my experience because I don't have money to share, so I am sharing my experience that I'm gonna do and that I'm gonna help and that I love to do.
Excellent. That's really very nice, Fernanda, to hear that. That's really wonderful. Like sharing your experiences and educating the world in the right way. That's really nice. To share experiences is one of the best things we could do to share to improve the minds of the younger generation, to be a source of encouragement to them, to be a source of moral support. That's really nice. What is it that you love about your own self? What is it that you love about Fernanda?
Maybe my smile. My friends told me, "Oh, Fernanda, you always are smiling." I say, "Yes." My my grandma, I repeat always my grandma because is a very important person in my life. She is now with us because she died years ago, but always are in my mind and in my heart, in my soul. So I always repeat the phrases and the words that she said. And my grandma used to say it, and I took that slogan as mine. And I say, I would like to love when I'm going to be 99, young, beautiful, and with a big smile on my face. So if you see some wrinkles on my next to my eyes, it's because I am always smiling. I have to tell you something. When I traveled to Egypt, we traveled with my husband when we were in the COVID pandemic. So we traveled with a mask covering the face, but before to travel, I asked to my daughter to paint a big smile on my mask.
Wow.
So when I traveled, I was in the airplane. I had a big smile on my mask, and everybody say, "Oh, I love your mask. Where did you get it?" And all of that. I say, "It's because I try to be smiling every time." So I try to be happy in every time. And this is my contribution for the people. I know in the pandemic, in the COVID situation was terrible because a lot of people die and too much people were stressed, were sad, or all of the things. So I choose to make the people happy with a smile. And I had the possibility to do it in the mask, and I do it.
That's wonderful. That's really nice and very interesting. That's really nice to make people smile, to share always smiles, because we have certain people always sharing the negative side of life, sharing all the depressive thoughts and views, or maybe grumpy. I've seen many people like that, but I love the way you said, even on my mask, I put a smile such that I spread happiness and cheer across all the people who come across my path, or maybe across the world. That would be really nice if all of us had this beautiful thought process of creating smiles, sharing it with the right kind of people, and making this world bloom in the right way.
I used
Fernanda,
to
I'd
ask
love, yes, dear.
I used to ask to my friends, when
Mm-hmm.
you are walking on the street and you see a person coming from to you, I say, smile them and say, but okay, you don't know that person. Okay, I don't know that person, but maybe you could save the life of that person because maybe that person is depressed, thinking about suicide, maybe. And if you smile, you say, oh, I have a reason to smile. Okay, let's change the idea, no? So I always ask to my friends, when you are walking on the street, please smile to everybody.
That's really nice, Fernanda. What is the message you'd love to give your friends? Because you talk very highly of your friends. You're connected with them, with many friends across the world. What is the message from Fernanda to all of them?
My friends are my family.
Wow,
My friends are people very special for me. My friends makes my world happiest. So my friends who are listening to me, maybe I wanted to translate that for Spanish who doesn't speak English, but my friends are the most important people for me every time, every day.
that's really nice. You said my friends are my family. That's really nice.
Mhm.
And you're lucky to have good friends, because there are certain people who have friends who are backstabbers, who may use them and then discard them when they need their help again. So that's really nice. You've spoken very highly. I think you're a great person, I believe. Yes, over to you. You were sharing something. Yes, please.
I can say I have the possibility. I really feel so lucky because I have the possibility to travel to any country, and there I will have a friend who receive me and who attend me. So I really I'm proud of that.
That's really great. That's really nice to hear. I think each one of us should learn something from you, Fernanda, that be connected with the right kind of people and have the bonding going greater, stronger, and meet one another. Not only be online connected, you can, as you've mentioned, they come and pick you up and they show you the city around. You have a good time with them and then come back to your place. That's really wonderful. There's lots to learn from you, how to bond and network with the right people. I'd like to know this, Fernanda. Do you ever get angry? Because I've seen you smiling all through the way. I've seen you very polite, humble, fresh like a flower. But I'd love to know, do you have another side? Do you ever get angry?
Yeah,
And if
I get
yes, what makes you angry? I'd love to ask you. What makes you
uh,
angry?
what makes me angry. Obviously, the lie. When the people lie me, I got angry. When the people has no justice, I got angry. When the people disturb to my friends, I got angry. And I angry as a lion, a tiger. I don't know how to say that. I really got angry. But the way that I have to manage my angry my situation, it's to connect with the people who is making me angry and say, okay, you are doing this, I don't like it. If you don't change, okay, I'm not gonna be with you anymore. The person who lose my friendship, it's a person who doesn't back to my life. Could be anyone, but a person who disturb me, a person who attack my friends, a person who attack my family, a person who lies, a person who is not justice with everybody, that person is no more around me. Anyway, I never talk again. I never call again. They say, "Oh, Fernanda, I would like to talk to you." So sorry, but I don't have time to spend with you. No more.
Excellent, Fernanda. I love this. And I am on the same wavelength. I also am in the same way. My thought process is the same. No lies and no injustice.
Hmm.
That's really nice. I believe in that and I stand by you, because these are the two things that could break or mar a relationship. It could be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be a neighbor, it could just be anybody. So you said very nicely, you put that, once they break your trust, you don't need them.
Yeah,
Yes. If we
yeah.
can't trust people, we don't need them in our lives. Simple as that.
I always trust in people, but if somebody fail me, say goodbye. No more, Fernanda. No more.
That's very healthy. That's very healthy, Fernanda. It's like taking care of our mental health, not putting ourselves at risk, not putting ourselves through those people who treat us like a doormat or just use and throw us. Because there are people who make use of us when they need us, and when they don't require us, then we are a nobody to them. So I get this beautiful point from you. That's really nice. And I'm on that path. Like earlier, I was very naive. I was very, like any very vulnerable. Like people could take me for a ride, and if they spoke very well and then backstabbed, it was all good. But now I'm very cautious. I can read people very well. And if you are lying or if there's injustice going on, and definitely I will cut you off. You will not know that I've moved very far from you and you cannot reach me. That's really nice. I
Yeah.
like the way you put it. Very proud of you for sharing that and allowing me to share it as well from my end too. That's great. Your favorite quotation? We have so many wonderful, beautiful quotes across uh, Google and all the other social media platforms. There are lovely quotes. You just don't know which one to pick. You have to choose the best one. So if I would ask you to choose one of the best quotations that you've ever read till date, what would you share with us now?
Um, I think the most important. course that you can take around the world is to learn another language. In your case, in India, most of the people speaks English, and that's very good because I have seen, and actually I was talking with people in Honduras last week. It's not possible to have politician people who doesn't speak English. Maybe the governments of some countries go to another country and say, okay, I need a translator because I don't speak English. Come on, it's very necessary in this global world now. We need to. It's an obligation to speak another language. So I that's my opinion.
That's really great. Thank you so much for sharing that, Fernanda. We'd love to know about the best gift you've received till date. Like from your childhood till date, you might have received quite a few gifts. Amongst all of them, which is very close to your heart that you still treasure it?
The best gift. Oh my God, there are a lot, but um, for me, the best gift that I received, it's a very good hat, big hat with flowers. I love flowers. So my daughters know that, and they always, when it's my birthday or anytime, we don't, okay, we celebrate the birthday because the society asks to celebrate the birthday. But as I say always, I celebrate every day because every day we are alive. Every day we are in this world. So don't worry if it's any day, it's not my birthday. Just come to me, give me a hug, and give me a flower, and that's going to be the best gift for me every time.
I really like the way you put it. I celebrate every day. That's
Every
really
day.
nice. That's really
Hmm.
great. I really like this. This is very beautiful. I think
Because
all of us should
because
celebrate
tomorrow
every single day.
because tomorrow we don't know what's going to happen. So
Very true. Very true.
we have to enjoy each minute in our life.
Very true. I agree with you and I stand with you on this and I vouch for it every single day from today, every single minute. Let me put it right. Every single second or a minute you could take that, to be honest. Every single minute counts in your life and start living it to the fullest. That moment you know that we don't have a second chance, or the moment we understand that life is unpredictable, because many of the people out there still did not understand the concept that life is unpredictable, or you don't know what's going to happen now in future. They are,
Uh-huh.
always stuck up with lot of grudges, lot of hatred, and they forget to live in the present moment. So I think you
Exactly.
shared that very well. You have to
Exactly.
celebrate
The
every day.
the problem is because the people is living as robots. They are not thinking what they are going to do, what are the purpose in their life, what happened with the body. They don't care the bodies. They don't care their own bodies. And it's only the one body that we have, but they don't understand that. They don't care the planet. It's the only planet that we have. There is no planet B. So we are destroying the planet and the people doesn't care. And they say, oh my God, it's too hot. But okay, cutting the trees, spending the water, taking out the garbage. No, 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 no. We have to think about that. We have to think, we have to do the things very carefully, with love, in peace, but thinking about it's for ourselves. It's for our life. It's for our families. What you are going to leave for your children in the future if you are not taking care of the planet? If you are not taking care of your body, you are going to die soon because you are not doing something for your health. So we have to think about enjoy each minute, each second, as you say, is the most important in the life of the human being.
Excellent, excellent, Fernanda. You've shared that very well. That's really very nice. You have a wonderful thought process. That's really great. What I'd love to know now, Fernanda, is are you a person who loves pets? If yes, what kind of pets you love? Because when you were a kid, you had many around you. You had chickens, you had the cows around you, you had many things, many beautiful little creatures around you. Now, at the moment, what kind of pets do you have, or do you avoid pets? Over to you.
In this moment, I don't have pets in my house because my daughter is allergic.
Wow.
But I love cats. Cats, I feel cats so lovely, so comfortable. I had actually, when I was a child, I was a teenager, I had a cat. His name was Garfield and Mayo Mayo. And I used to talk to the cat. I used to walk with the cat as my, I don't know, my friend, my son, I don't know. And when I left from my house because I went to the army to join in the army, I left from my house 6 months. And when I back to my house, the cat wasn't there. And my grandma said, "Oh, he went to look it for you," and disappeared. And that was my last cat as pet. I love the pets, I love the cats, but I don't have it now.
How sweet of you for sharing all of that. That's really nice. It's so nice of you to share that because I also love cats. I'm crazy about cats. And, if I see the cat in somebody else's house or some cat just like that walking, I would love to hold it and just keep it for
Yeah,
some time and let it go. I also love cats. I love the way you
so do
shared that.
I. Yeah, me too. So do I.
Yes, dear. And they're very comforting and they have a therapeutic effect on us when you hold them close to you. The purring of the cat gives a lot of comfort to you. I mean, if people.
I don't know if I am right,
Mhm.
but I think cats take out of us the bad feelings, the bad
Very
emotions,
true.
as they clean our souls. I think that. So I love the cats for that reason.
Yes, yes, dear. You even shared that you used to speak to the cat, you know, and the cat also gives a response. If you're talking to it, it will try to give a response to you in its own way. So
Hmm.
I had the same experiences like you, and I could resonate a lot with you when you're sharing. That's really wonderful, Fernanda. It's a great way to bond and connect with you. You've mentioned about the army now. Now, what was your role in the army? Why did you join the army? If you could share that, if you're comfortable, you could share that. Over to you.
Yeah. I always, since I was a child, I always used to love the challenges. And when I was a teenager, I have finished the bachelor degree, the high school, the the fathering God of my sister told me there is an option to join the army. It will be the first group of women, and but you have to make all the things that you have to because it's an example that we're going to do with you. And I say, yes. I say, are you sure? I say, yes. And I have to remember, I have to tell you, when I was training for being an airborne, I was the unique woman in the airplane with more than 100 men. And when in the time to jump from an airplane, the colonel said, "Okay, Fernanda, you are going to be the first." I said, "Yes, on your command." And I jumped from an airplane. And when I landed to the ground and we finished the exercise, I asked to the colonel. I said, "Please, can I ask you why did I jump first?" And he said, "Look at this. I have trained a lot of groups in my life, but it's the first time that there is no a man in the airplane from the jump because a woman jumped first. So
Mhm.
nobody is going to stay in the airplane, no?" And that was a really nice experience for me because I was as a guide, as an example. I don't know how to call that. I really would like to be a pilot, but what was not possible in that time for me. So anyway, I experienced this and was so nice. I got a lot of friends. I learned discipline. I learned to be stronger. I learned to be formal. And one of the things that I learned, or not learned, but I really understand very well, it's to be punctual. I am very, very punctual. I never be late because I think that it means respect for my time and for the time of the other people. So that is very important, and that is one of the things that get I got from the army.
Thank you so much, Fernanda, for sharing the experiences you've had in the army. That's really nice. It's very interesting. And you're a strong person. All that I can say is ready to take charge, ready to take risk, ready to take up challenges. That's really nice. And you're sharing it with a
Even
lot of
now,
happiness and joy today on this platform. That's really great. I would love to know about your thoughts with regard to forgiving people in your life, Fernanda. There are people who might have knowingly, unknowingly hurt us. Some of them do it on purpose. So, have you been able to forgive people and let them go and carry on, or you forgive but don't forget? How do you deal with forgiveness in your life?
I think I don't have to forgive anybody. Why? If somebody do something against me or against my friends, my family, maybe could be two things. It's a bad person or it's a person who doesn't think. In any way, that person has problems, not me. So I don't have to forgive. And I have um, an idea. I don't know how to describe that, but I used to say this world is round, and this world it's giving rounds. In any time, the person who make something against me is going to back to my life. It's going to need me, and I will say, okay, I'm gonna help you. Don't worry, you make me something, but I don't care that. So I don't need to forgive. I think everybody it's in the place that has to be. The things happen because needs to happen. A problem, a situation, a disturbing happens because has to happen, and we have to learn about that. If we discuss, if we argue, if we be angry, just we are disturbing our head, our body, and that's no good. So the people who make something has to forgive themselves, not me.
Thank you, Fernanda. Thank you for sharing all of that. Thank you very much. I had a wonderful time getting to know you as a person, getting to know your thoughts and views. The best thing is, I don't like people who lie. I don't like people who, are in not creating justice, not being very, kind enough to give equal opportunities to everyone. If there is injustice, I don't like that space and those people involved in that particular aspect of life with regard to giving justice to people. If you are that person who's very unjust, then you have to be shown your place. You are no more in our life or no more in our zone. The world is beautiful. There are many beautiful people in the world. I guess, not I guess, I believe, let me reiterate myself, I believe there are more good people in this world than the bad. Do you agree with me on that, Fernanda?
I'm agree with you.
Wow, that's great. That's great. That's really nice. Fernanda, we have a small segment called as the rapid fire round, which will take another 5 minutes. I thank you for your patience with which you've shared all of that. You've been very kind and polite to share your time with us. I'd love to go ahead with a small segment called as the rapid fire round, where you would have to answer just in one word or a sentence maximum.
Okay.
Thank you, dear. So, dear friends, we had a wonderful time with our celebrity guest, none other than Maria Fernanda. He's here with us, and we would like to know more about his thought process. We'd like to know about his likes and dislikes. So, join us, friends, on this beautiful journey, getting to know about Maria Fernanda in the segment called as a rapid fire round. Join us. How would you describe? Not describe. We'll not have it in a description form. We'll just have it in a very brief form. Let me put everything right. Fernanda, your favorite food?
Seafood.
In the seafoods, there are several types, oyster and
Yeah.
various variety
Seafood.
of fish,
All kind of seafood.
all kind of. If I were to ask you, choose one or pick the best one.
Shrimp.
Oh, great, that's really wonderful. Your favorite color? Great,
Red.
red. Why so red?
Red
Yeah,
because
why do
love
you love red?
because because means passion.
Yes. And somehow again, I agree with you on that. Even red is my favorite. I am energized when I wear red. I feel good and it makes me lively and like, celebrating life. Something I can share that with you. That's really nice. To keep yourself fit and healthy, do you visit a gym, go for a walk, or do some yoga exercises? What is it?
I just walk, eat healthy, drink a lot of water, and feel happy and positive.
Oh, great. Is it the sweet, salty, spicy, or the sour food, you could say? What attracts your palate? Like what you'd love to have?
Sweet.
Amongst sweet, which is the best one? Would you like to mention the name?
I love cakes.
Could you bake?
Sorry?
Are you a good baker?
Yeah.
You're good at baking as well. That's really nice.
My favorite is banana cake.
Wow. Fernanda, I've tried baking till date, and every time my cake goes wrong.
Down.
Something or the other is wrong. And my sons tell me, Mom, if you're preparing the cake, you better eat it yourself. We are not going to taste it. Don't put it down on our plates. We don't want it because you're not a good baker. Please don't try it again. So when I love people when they say that I am a good baker. So that's really
when
nice.
you
Someday I'll
when
learn from
you
you.
when you will prepare the cake, do it listening music, the music that you love, and singing, and you are gonna do it well.
I'm going to try this tip. I'm going to try this tip. Thank you. That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, Fernanda. That's great. I'd love to know about the subject that you loved in school when you were a little kid and studying in school. What kind of attraction you had? I mean, to which subject were you drawn? Is it because of the
What?
teacher you liked the subject or the language, or it was of your own personal interest?
No, my favorite subject, language,
Language.
English.
That's great. That's your strength today, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I get that. The name of your favorite teacher?
Amelia,
What did she teach you?
English.
Wonderful, wonderful. Your favorite breakfast?
Eggs and bread and tea.
Amongst the 12 months, your favorite one?
My favorite one, tea.
Pardon?
Repeat the
Amongst,
question, please.
yeah, I repeat my question. Amongst the 12 months from Jan to
Ah,
December, which one is your favorite one? Like we all have our favorite months. Like mine is December.
mine is October because the moon.
Oh, great. That's really nice. Amongst all the 7 days, which one is your favorite? Is it the Sunday or the weekend?
it's it's Friday.
Wow, that's great. That's wonderful. Interesting.
Friday for me means fun. So Friday.
Oh, great. That's really nice. You put that very well. Now, when we dress, do you look for comfort or style or somewhere between both of them?
My favorite style of dress, so comfortable. Sport shoes, free pants, t-shirt. Yeah, comfortable. I
Yes,
don't care how do I see, how do I look. I don't care. I just want to feel comfortable, and that's all.
that's wonderful. I like the way you put it. It's comfort first, then style. So until you're comfortable, uh, then only you can give your very best or do your work very well. Like, it's comfort first and then it's style. Like I also could resonate on that because earlier I
That
used to wear quite stylish things, but then it was lots of pain and lots of either it's too tight or it's too loose or whatever. I
uh-huh.
cannot explain that. But then if you're comfortable with your clothes, then you are at ease.
That is part to be happy with yourself. If you are happy with yourself, doesn't care if you are fat, if you are thin, if you are tall, if you are short. Anyway, you feel comfortable with yourself.
Very true, Fernanda. That's really true. What kind of music you love?
Romantic music in English.
Would you repeat that for me?
Romantic music in English.
In English. Okay. I heard it as Hindi. That's why I asked you to repeat that. So I was like surprised. Hindi. So in English, that's good. Would you like to share your favorite song, the name of your favorite song?
We are the world.
Wow, that's great. Are you a movie buff?
Yes.
The best movie you've ever watched till date?
The best movie, oh my God. I love action movies, so my best one is Top Gun.
Mhm. That's great. That's really nice, Fernanda. We are all gifted with 24 hours, each one of us. So, how would you want your 24 hours to be described just in one word? How would you describe the 24 hours gifted to you in just one word?
Gift.
I could put it as peace, pleasant, happiness, or
Gift.
baking. Over to you. You select your word. Which word would you like to put in for those 24 hours?
Um, peace, free, peace, freedom, happiness, and fulfillment.
Choose any one to describe the 24 hours that you would want to have in your life. One word that could, fill your 24 hours, and you would like that those 24 hours to have that one particular focus on either peace or
Peace.
happiness. Is it
Peace. I
peace?
will choose peace. Yes.
Oh, great. That's wonderful. Your favorite season?
Winter because it's cold and I could get a hug with my husband and be warm each other.
True, I get that. That's really nice. Are you a person who loves to socialize or spend some me time? Like, now we prioritize me time over socializing. So, are you a person balancing both, or do you love to spend more of me time with books, with family, and, creating new content, and, putting all your thoughts in a diary, or maybe journaling it, or like socializing out?
I try to make a balance between all of that. So I like to spend time with my family, but also sharing with the people, sharing with the world. I make a balance in them.
That's great. Fernanda, I'd love to know if you hate any insect. Like most
No,
of them on the platform have said, I don't like the cockroach. The cockroach hasn't ever bit anybody, but the sight of the cockroach irritates them. So, what's the insect that you don't like?
I think I don't. I like all of them. Not like, but I don't disturb with anyone.
Okay, I get that. That's really very kind of you to be so kind enough to share that. That's really nice. If I were to ask you to give up one thing in life, to sacrifice one thing in life, what is it that you would love to sacrifice?
What I would sacrifice?
Yes, any one
Oh,
thing.
oh, it's a really hard question. Oh, I will sacrifice a trip, yeah, if I have to stay with my family.
Wow, that's really wonderful. So I guess you're a wonderful family person. That's the best gift you can give your family, your time, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
One last question. Are you a tea or a coffee person?
Tea person.
That's really nice. Fernanda, I'd like to ask you three gifts towards the end. In the form of three beautiful words, you could give any three beautiful words that come to your mind as a gift to us on the International Fab Talks. I've always been putting this request to all our celebrity guests to give us three empowering words. Apart from please, sorry, and thank you, you could share any three words for us to focus on and build our lives in the right way. Over to you.
Okay. Life, smile, and peace.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to many more interactions with you. I had a wonderful time. It was a learning experience and it was an exciting time to get to know you. I felt energized with the positive vibes that you were sharing at your end from Mexico. Thank you so much, Fernanda. Looking forward to having you once more on the Fab Talks.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you so much. Stay connected and stay blessed.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, my dear friends, we come to an end to the International Fab Talks for today. We had a wonderful time getting to know about Fernanda. She is Mr. Maria. Fernanda was here with us, sharing all the thoughts and views about how life goes on, irrespective of what we think, what we do. We should always be very conscious about how we treat others, how we focus on truth, how we focus on justice. That was the main theme of today's session, where Maria focused on truth, on justice. and avoiding people who have had this thought process of deceiving people or hurting people in their own way. So it's best to focus on the right kind of things in our lives, dear friends. With this, we'd like to now sum up from the International Fab Talks. If you like what we've done today on the International Fab Talks, we request you to share this video with the right kind of people. You never know who may be inspired by what has been shared, and how we are bonding and networking with the right kind of people. We believe the world is one. We are all one, and thanks to the social media platforms that enable us to connect with one another and bond for the right reasons. If you like what we are doing on the International Fab Talks, stay connected with us. Like, comment, subscribe, and share to the International Fab Talks. Above all, prioritize mental health, love your family, and protect the environment as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Maria Fernanda. Looking forward to many more sessions with you.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a wonderful time. God bless.
God bless you.